Good Monday Matters. I hope you had a wonderful Sabbath and are looking forward to a great week. My name is Mike Courtney, and every Monday I take a few minutes to talk about something that makes your life happier, healthier, and perhaps a little bit holier. I call it Monday Matters, and welcome to this. If this is your first time, thanks for joining us. And I think I'm supposed to say this: hit like or subscribe or do something. Do something. But thanks for watching it. Thanks for being part of it. I had a great weekend. I was in Roanoke, Virginia at a wonderful church, Valley Church. Pastor Jason Cook and his staff, they were gracious and kind. It's an exciting church, fast growing, great worship, great people, wonderful facility. If you are in the Roanoke area, I'd encourage you, and you're looking for a church, I'd encourage you to consider Valley Church. It was a great time. Doris could not go, and so I drove. Believe it or not, those of you who know me, who know how much I hate driving, I drove by myself, stayed on the road, didn't have a wreck, did good. You'll be proud of me. But it gave me a lot of time to stop and think. And one of the things I'm thinking about is that I need to do a better job of this. So I don't know if need is the right word. I want to do a better job of this. So I'm going to reinstate after a Sabbath break. I'm going to reinstate the podcast. What difference does that make? And so watch for that in a couple of weeks. I have a couple of already scheduled to do some recording, and a couple of episodes will be ready soon. And so watch for that. Be a part of Monday Matters. Go to branchesblog.com and subscribe there. There's a email subscription that you can join that will let you know when anything comes out. And then I do post a blog regularly there too. So thanks for being a part of this. I say often, I just think it's something I'm supposed to do, to put out content. I don't imagine that I'm so wise and so prolific that you have something you have to hear from me, but hopefully it helps, and that's what this is about. I started, let me say one more thing. In August, the first Monday in August, and then for the 4 Mondays in August, we're offering a class called Purpose, Passion, and Planning, kind of in partnership with Branches. It's about life coaching, but it's also about just getting yourself ready to get moving, kind of figure out what your direction is. So if you're interested, have ever been interested in either being or having a life coach, or just have some things in your life that you want to kind of move past, you might be interested in this, Purpose, Passion, and Planning. And I will this week post a link on how to sign up for that class. The cost will be, I think we said the cost would be $250 for these sessions, and then there's a $35 fee for a workbook that you'll have that you'll work your way through. It's a curriculum that I wrote a few years ago that I think is very helpful. I'll be co-teaching it with 2 of our life coaches from Branches. So Purpose, Passion, and Planning, kind of watch for that. I started last week a conversation about the 15 musts of marriage. I said these are the things that after 45 years of marriage, Doris and I have learned are absolute must. I don't know how long it'll take me to get through 15. I might not get them all today, but I will certainly finish them by next week. But last week I talked about the fact that gravity is stronger than synergy. All the forces are against your marriage, not for it. And so it's so important to be intentional, to trust God, to give your marriage to Him. Be intentional about time and space, making sure you create an opportunity for a good marriage. Develop mutual respect and admiration. It's not enough just to love each other. You need to admire one another. And then put your marriage above every other relationship, apart from your relationship with God, but every other relationship. So today, let me pick up there with number 5, it would be, never stop learning about yourself or about one another. It took Doris and I 25 years to figure that out, that you could get stale if you quit learning about one another, and you could get blind if you quit learning about yourself. There's always new layers to unpack, new things to understand about yourself. And, it's very biblical that I'll not love my wife more than I love myself. I'll not love other people more than I love myself. So I have to be constantly trying to know myself better and to know my spouse better. The next one, I think that would be number 6. Avoid secrets. Avoid secrets in your marriage. There should be no secrets, no passwords, no hidden checking accounts, no credit cards that the other doesn't know about. Just avoid secrets. Secrets are the breeding ground for discontent, for beginning to look somewhere else for happiness. Avoid secrets. Just say, this is one person that will know everything about me, and I will be able to trust that I know everything about them. Develop common friendships and interest. As we stay married for a long, long time, there are things that perhaps we were interested in at one point, we're not interested in now. We kind of lose track of that. There are couples that I get along with him well, Doris gets along with her well. Develop those relationships where you both in common enjoy. We have Robert and Joan Collier. They're great friends of ours. We take trips with them. We have just common interests. We laugh at the same old dumb jokes. That's important. Develop common interest in friendships. Here's number 4, 5, 6. I should have numbered these. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think. Sex will fade. Doris and I we're in that 70th decade now. Sex will fade. Compassion or companionship will last forever. Make sure you develop a friendship. Make sure you develop those things that this is a life companion. Sex will always be there. I might be bragging, I don't know, but I can't believe I said that. Doris is going to hit the roof when she sees that. But companionship is what really matters. What's going to keep you going. I embarrassed myself. I'm going to move on. Do one thing every day to cherish your spouse. One thing every day. I wake up every morning and I say to myself, what's one thing I can do to make my wife feel like a princess? Sometimes it's a tiny little thing. I'm going to get her a cup of coffee. Sometimes I'll go out and buy flowers. Sometimes I'll fill her car up with gas. It doesn't have to be a big thing, but one thing to cherish my spouse every day. Develop a habit of doing that. This is a John Gottman, but it's been a good one for Doris and I. Solve the solvable problems. There will be some issues in your marriage that are insurmountable. They can't be solved. You just have to learn to live with them. When we lived in Ohio, Doris would say every year at Christmas, are we going home for Christmas? I would say, we are home. And no, we're not going to Tennessee. We're going to stay here and have Christmas at my house, in my Christmas tree, with my presents. And every year we would go to Tennessee for Christmas. It was an unsolvable problem. We just had to learn to live with that. But there are solvable problems. And because we have these things out here that we have a hard time figuring out, don't let that stalemate you on dealing with the things that you can deal with. I think I'll do this as the last one, and then I'll finish these up next week. By the way, I post something every day on Instagram and Facebook, just a little statement about this that might be helpful if you want to look for those. I think I don't know where it is, at St. Michael Courtney, Mike Courtney on Facebook. I don't know. You can find it. Here's the last one. Celebrate every chance you get. Build celebrations into your relationship. And throw parties every once in a while. 2-people parties. Doris and I, every year, for our anniversary, we take a week. I always say we go someplace we can't afford and spend money we don't have. But we celebrate. We've learned to make this a milestone each year. Build those into your relationship, those times of celebration. It is an amazing, wonderful, incredible gift, this gift of marriage. But it takes an effort. It takes work. And there are at least these 15 things. We've gone through about 11 of them now, but at least these 15 things that I absolutely have to focus on. When I do, then all the things that God has in store for me in that partnership will be available to me. So I encourage you to do that. Well, thanks for being a part of Monday Matters. I am in the church office today. I have a little church office now. It's a little bit different. The lighting's different, but hopefully it works out okay. Have a blessed day. Remember that God loves you. I do too. And I'll see you next Monday.